when I was talking to Josh from Raw about his whole brand and everything, his whole come up, which actually ended up being one of our biggest interviews ever. Yeah, that's one thing he said is that like all of a sudden like he just finds out that Wiz Khalifa and Currency are using his shit, and that just like opened his eyes to like that was the first time he realized how big rap could be for the brand and shit.
Yeah. That fool was like blown away. He
Yeah.
was like, oh, so you pushed the button on this, and he was like, why? And I'm like, well, I mean, I smoked zigzags and shit at first, but these I didn't taste. I could taste the paper in the other joint, in the other ones. You know, that been around forever, and he had worked out a way to where I didn't really taste that shit.
The way he talks about rolling papers, bro.
Yeah, it's a whole science to him. He's got the vegan Ferrari and all of that shit, so I know that's what's important to him, and like the pattern of the paper, and that's what makes it burn a certain way.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 all of that
So much
stuff.
stuff about like
All of that stuff.
the like little tiny holes in the paper. There's so many different kinds of paper.
Yeah,
Never would have
he
thought.
said it does all of that the whole time, because while he's saying that, I'm like rolling the joint or stuff in the cone. I'm like, yeah, Josh, you know, I got you, bro. That's incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible. But yeah, fucking, we didn't even know that is what we were doing at that time. Wiz was smoking swishers when we first lined up, and I was like, yo, bro, blunts like stink, bro. Like, you should roll this. Let's do this, smoke these, and then once we found the raws and shit, because it was Elements too. Elements, we found those first. Elements, Randy's, Elements, DLX. We were smoking all those. They were smooth, and then my homeboy in New York had gave me a pack of raws, and I was like, nah, that's it. But I had the joint, I had the papers before the cones.
Okay.
Yeah, the cones didn't come into the game until, I don't know, like 2010 or something. 11 maybe.
How many blunts you smoked in your life? Were you on that at one point?
Blunts, tobacco products, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, fucking, I was with Cash Money Records, man. Hanging out with Lil Wayne on the bus, man. We smoked a zillion swishers. I don't even know.
Right.
I don't even fucking know. That shit was so crazy that you would see a pack of swishers, and it's not the swishers. They've already been, you know, transformed into blunts. We were just running through boxes of that shit, just already rolled up shit. Yeah, that was cool, but then I got strep throat, and I went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, you gotta find another way to do that. And then I started smoking joints, and everything was cool. So I started like pretty much preaching to everybody, because I'm like, nah, man, the doctor said like eventually you're gonna be fucked off. So that's really why I was pushing that shit. That's why that there's always that video of me telling Nip about the shit, because I'm like, because he was saying when he got off probation, he was gonna smoke a blunt. And I'm like, yeah, don't survive probation to then go and smoke a fucking blunt, dog.
Right.
Like, get with the joint. As I see, you got I see it's over there, it's air drying.
You don't like the way it smells?
You do what you do, man. I just don't like what it's doing to you, friend. You know what I'm saying? It's not. He's
right though.
It's not water. It's not a fucking alkaline water, dog.
Dude, I took a week off recently and only ate a couple of the edible candies every night, not smoking anything. It was my first time doing that in so goddamn long. That was weird.
See, but this is what I say. See, there's a warning on this. I don't know if it's a sponsor. Don't want to lose your check. But with all
Feel
of
free
their
to keep it real.
all tobacco stuff, there's this warning, bro.
It is. Let's read it. Surgeon General warning: tobacco use increases the risk of infertility, stillbirth, and low birth weight.
All right, so boom, and then
I don't
you
plan on
go
having
get
a
a
baby.
pack of zigzags, and the only thing it says is 32 sheets. You see what I'm saying? The government is pretty
not
sure that
dangerous
there's
enough.
nothing. Yeah, like nothing's gonna happen with that.
Right.
So I'd rather fuck with that.
But think about it. NWA was bigger than Public Enemy.
Yeah, because they were dangerous.
It was more dangerous.
Yeah, for sure. Oh no, I
You know?
get it. I get it. Walk on the wild side, man. But at the same time, I'm like, you're cool. I hope that we're both hanging around on Earth for a long time. And the only thing I see you doing that might fuck you up is that.
You're right, because I stopped all the other drugs.
Oh, well, yeah. Stop all the other drugs, you know, first, and then get with that.
Did you have to make a break from any other drugs at one point? Like you were never crazy with it, right?
Nah, man, I wasn't like weed is good. Weed is good. I just like chilling. Nothing else ever appealed to me. It all hurts. I see what they do cocaine and then their noses bleed.
Right.
That's gonna suck. I don't want that.
You never even tried it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nah. One time the homegirl like came towards me in the kitchen at her house.
With a key bump ready
No,
for
and
you?
I thought she was about to grab my dick because she's like making some funny face. I was sitting on the oven, like on the stovetop, and she's like doing that way, but then she went up to my face and tried to fucking put her finger in my mouth, and then it did that. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And she was like, oh, it was just a little dose, like, you know. And I was like, oh, no, okay, I got to get out of here.
Right.
I never went over there.
You didn't feel
she
anything?
She had the fat ass, too. I wanted to hang out, but she fucked that up.
That was too...
Nah, nothing happened. I was mind fucking myself, though. Like, I was in the elevator leaving her spot, and I was thinking that, you know, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm hungry, I'm nervous.
Right.
All kind of shit's happening, but nothing was fucking happening, man. I was fine. It didn't happen to me.
The thing about coke is it feels so good that anybody with a brain should be able to tell that it's really, really bad for you. Because like 15 minutes after you do it, you feel like shit.
Oh.
It really, like, you have to keep it going. Like,
that's how that happens.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Right. Because then you're going to feel like you'll regret it.
Right.
Oh.
Like, you see potheads.
That's how you become Scarface.
Yeah, exactly. Potheads
That's how
become
the fucking mountain.
You know, you'd be like annoyed as fuck if you didn't have any weed for a while, but you're not gonna be like breaking into a fucking auto body shop.
I've seen what they do. I saw fucking Boogie Nights.
Right.
Those dudes almost died over that shit.
Right.
Fuck that. Yo, that dude was like jerking dudes off in the parking lot or something.
I've never seen that, I'll be honest.
To get coke. Yo, he hit some lows, man.
Right.
He was doing pretty good. He's banging all the chicks in the porn industry. He's got a Corvette and shit. And then after that, his addiction took over, and he is like,
damn, I gotta watch that one.
Yeah. Just watch the beginning. Once the drugs take over.
What's the movie where they're like, it's Bob Saget and he's like, you know, I suck dick for coke.
Oh, that's
you ever suck dick for weed? Yeah,
half baked.
I mean, that kind of says it all. But this is definitely girls sucking dick for weed. Let's be real.
Yeah. It's sad. That's true. That's true.
But just because like they probably don't think sucking a dick is that big a deal.
They really think they finessed the dude out of the weed.
But also, weed is worth a lot of money.
They for sure like get back in the car like, all right, girl, let's go. We about to smoke this shit. And it's like, all right.
There's definitely girls out there who are like, I'll suck dick for $500 or $650 worth of weed. You know, like that.
$500 or $650 worth of weed.
You know, like they probably have like a scale. You know, like if you go to other countries, if you're gonna pay in the U.S. dollar, they'll charge you more to make up for the fact that they got to convert it after. Same thing with them because they got to turn it into money somehow.
The weed has a resale value.
Exactly. Yeah.
They can get on Google and buy like fake bags and then short it all and then sell the bags and then it's on. You know?
I went in this dude. I was out riding my bike with my friends and I see this dude and he comes up to me giving me weed and he's like, "Yo, this is my shop over here. Check my shop out." I go in. He got mad bags of like not actually the weed that it's pretending to be. And I'm like, damn. He's like, yeah, I just sell these to people and shit. I'm like, bro, like, what do the companies think? He's like, oh, they want to kill me. I'm like, that's fucking crazy, man. I'm like, what a hustle.
Yeah, it's just like the bootleg table. It's just like fake jerseys. Bootleg tapes and shit. You don't care. You just hustling right now.
Right.
A lot of people doing that shit.
Oh yeah, you hear about all the time. Fake runts bags.
They open that backpack and they got all the fucking bags that you know are supposed to be in the display case somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll always see.
They bootleg. They got fucking fake Andretti bags. That's when I knew we had to be making some paper. I'm like, oh, they bootlegged the bag.
Right.
I didn't think we made it until that happened.
I always see like viral shit on Twitter of like a runts bag, but it's filled with some mid-ass weed with big-ass stems and shit. Like, who the fuck is falling for this?
I could dig it. Well, shit, they got the spray. So the motherfuckers not even looking in it in the club. They selling that shit in the night in the club. That's in the strip club. They just popping it open and it smell like it. You know what I'm saying? Close it back up. They gonna smoke it when they get back to the spot. They see what they did.
You ever feel like you're around enough people who want weed that like maybe you should just be a weed dealer? You don't have to admit it if you actually have to.
Well, I mean, I am legally, you know. We
Right.
got 3 strains over there that Dreddy Canico.
But being
So-
like the guy in the studio where when people need weed, like, nah, Currency got you.
Oh, nah, I never thought that. I never thought that. I've always thought that whoever the weed dude is making a cool little bit of paper, and that's good for him. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? I've always took pride in finding the guy who comes over to take advantage of that. Once I hear like, oh, there's like 9 different studio rooms in here, and all these people don't have weed. So then I hit the home like, yo, come make you a cool little bag. You know what I'm saying? And then that's cool. And then, you know what I get? I end up getting like an ounce on the way out because he's like, man, fucking so just fucking bought everything, bro. Here you go.
Right.
Like, all right. And then I just grow stronger.
Right. One time I was in the studio with Glow Gang, and any desire to be that guy selling weed immediately went away when I saw what this guy's experience was like, because every single one of them wants to crack open every single bag and smell it and say it's not big. You know, like they were just going for any possible angle. No, they wanted it like really bad, but they also were just like, they're like the most discerning customers to this guy. I'm not saying they're always like that. Maybe it was just this day, but I was just immediately like, I felt like I saw exactly how bad that job might be.
I watched this show, High Maintenance. You watched that?
No.
Oh man, you're so busy like trapping and doing stuff. Man. You couldn't even remember that Half Baked was that movie.
It's been a long time.
You don't spend enough time in front of the TV.
You see,
gotta
like,
take some time.
You're that dude who like rewatches old movies all the time and
For
shit. I can't do that, bro.
I know every episode of The Office on mute.
For some reason,
You
I
can
know
mute
that.
it and play it, and I got it.
That's definitely my most watched TV show of my adulthood.
It's well written.
For sure.
It's American Dad with real people.